Okay, this is another demonstration of the train operations. I put the 4-inch screen next to the 6-inch screen so I could reference either of them handily. What this is going to do is demonstrate how you could seamlessly hand off from one train operation to the next. So first thing I have to do is put the unit in automatic mode, and then F2 here will select the different train operations. Routines that I haven't written yet are in blue, but I have kind of already figured out what kind of train operations that I want to do or plan to. If need be in the future, I can add another screen of train operations. And there are two types of train operations. Some will run endlessly, say such as the run mainline or the main and side alternating run. And what this means is once the routine is invoked, the routine will continuously run until another operation is selected. Examples of routines that aren't endless would be the stop mainline train and the main and side interchange. Like for example, right now I have the Geep parked on the mainline north and the RS3 Erie-Lackawanna parked on the side track. I can tell it I want to use the stop mainline routine. Now, even though the train is stopped, I can tell it to put it in a different area of track. Say, for example, I want to put it in the throughway west. So what will happen is this routine will start the train up, run it forward, which in this case it already is, and then when the train is parked into the throughway east or west, it'll end. And what you will see when the train enters, the stupid light. When the train entered the throughway east, the switches were thrown. Even though the switches are already there, it just makes sure that they're in the proper position before the train is parked and stopped, I should say. So the train is stopped. You'll see all track power has been turned down or shut off, and then this routine is ended. Now, we could start up a routine that's endless, say the main and side alternating run. And again, with this little Geep, when the track power is off for so many seconds, the train will revert to forward as its next direction cycle. Whereas the RS3 units, this blue DNH and this yellow Erie-Lackawanna, will remember its direction sequence. Now, again, as in other videos, I have this blue DNH parked off to the team track because I'm having problems with it. Switches are thrown. And now the train on the side track is powered up. Reverse, which is the wrong direction. Cycling the direction control until it moves forward. Now, with an endless running routine like this, if I do select another routine, it has to tell the current running routine that it wants to end so that it can hand off to another routine. So, say for example, if I'm running this routine and I want to say, well, I just want to run the mainline train. Well, once I invoke the routine, you'll see it'll show up as the next running routine, and this blue indicator light is indicating to the current running routine that it wants to end the program. So the program won't end, or the routine won't end until it completes a cycle. So in this case, it's going to bring the train back into the side and stop it, actually park it if need be. Then the switches are thrown back to the main line, and then the run mainline routine will run. So as you see now, the run mainline routine is now active. So this is, like I said, this gives an indication to a current running routine that it wants to end, and it will do so in an appropriate area. So say for example, now the train is running, and now I want to physically interchange the trains. So now the run routine just runs the main line, so it doesn't really do an end request. It just says, okay, we could jump to it because the train's already running. So for this routine, this train's brought into the throughway east and stopped. And then the switches are thrown. And then this routine is invoked, or the direction control is invoked to run the train forward, which in this case it reverted to reverse, which is the wrong direction. And it senses that, cycles the power to make it run forward. Now when the train enters the main line south, it stopped, and then this train is powered back up. Now again, this train reverted to forward because the track power was off for 20 seconds. And then this one will be brought into the side track and stopped. Switches are thrown. And then now the train here will be powered back up, which right now powered up in neutral. Reverse, wrong direction, back to neutral, and then forward. And then this train will be brought into the throughway west and stopped. Parked. In case it overshoots, it would back the train up so that it's clear of the photo eye sensors. So now the trains have been physically interchanged. Now I could tell it I want to interchange them again. So this time I'll show the screen. It's going to power the train. It's going to power the main line up. I gotta watch this. And of course it is in neutral. So the direction control is invoked. Train backs out in reverse until it reaches the main line north, and then it realizes it's running in the wrong direction. So the direction control is invoked twice to run the train forward. Now, if after this interchange is done, I just want to tell it I want to run the train after it's interchanged, you'll see it'll be listed as the next routine. Now again, the end request has been sent to this current running routine, but since this is not an endless running routine, it's going to complete its operation and then hand off. So basically this is going to be ignored. You just see trains brought into the main line south, track power stopped, power cycled, wrong direction, power cycled again, train will run forward, until it reaches the throughway, or I'm sorry, it'll be put into the side track and stopped. Switch is thrown. And now that train is powered back up and is going to be brought into the throughway west. And again, it's waiting till the routine completes. So the end request is basically ignored because the operation does its thing and then ends anyway. So the end request is only used for routines that are running endlessly. So now the run main line is invoked. And because the track power wasn't off for long enough, this train started up in reverse. So it'll back out into the main line north before it realizes it's running the wrong direction. And then the direction control will be invoked. So then, okay, while the train's running, let's go back to this alternating run. Now again, normally you would hear the whistle being blown for the grade crossing when the trains enter throughway east, but this little Jeep does not have a whistle, and the whistle on this yellow Erie Lackawanna isn't working. So right now you're not going to hear anything. Switch is thrown. Side track is energized. Train's in neutral. Backs up, wrong direction. Back to neutral. Then forward. So there's one more demonstration of seamless handoff. I could tell it I want the mainline train to be stopped into a different location. So I'll wait till it gets past the side tracks. So now we're going to stop the mainline train, which is currently stopped in the throughway west. So again, the end request is being sent to the main and side alternating run. So what it's going to do, since it's the side train running, it's going to bring it back into the side track and stop it and park it. Switches are thrown back to the throughway, and then the stop routine is invoked. And now I'm going to tell it I want that mainline train stopped in the mainline south. And again, this is not an endless routine. It's going to do its operation and end. So now the train is stopped now in the mainline south, and the routine has ended. So this is a demonstration of seamless handoff between one train operation to another.